Aloha mai kākou. My name is Tavita Lisiate Apina Jr. I'm a singer and songwriter born and raised on Oahu, and a fun fact about me is I have two partners, Bryson Pacheco and Casey Sueyoshi. Altogether, we are a monogamous, polyamorous throuple, which means we don't see anyone else outside of our couple throuple. Growing up, I didn't have a very good childhood. It was mostly just grandma and I. I would say I was probably around maybe 15 or 16 when I first came out to grandma. And luckily, she was very supportive and she never questioned anything. The only thing that she ever wanted was to make sure that I was happy with the person that I was with. I first met Bryson when I was 17 years old. We both were in high school. We met on this website called meetme.com. And our first date was to Pro Ridge. And we just walked around and I was being all corny, asking him if I could hold his hand. And we were on the monorail and I decided to ask him because he was just so kind and so sweet to me if he'd be my boyfriend. And I'm so happy and so grateful that he actually said yes. And that was, at this time, 11 years ago. Well, we actually had a friend who was married, and or I should say is married, and they had a boyfriend. And at first, I thought the idea of being a throuple was a little strange. And then me and Bryson talked about it a lot, and we felt as if we had so much love for each other because we didn't fight about anything. And we felt as if we had so much love that we could share it with someone else together. And so we did date around a little bit. And of course, it didn't work out. And we were so lucky to finally meet Casey. Well, with Bryson, he's very strong-willed. If he wants something, he's going to get it done. Bryson, he takes charge of making our vacations possible. He does all of the planning and all that kind of stuff. And Casey is the more nurturing and more kind one. So when I'm having a bad day, I can go to Bryson for a logical answer, but when I need to be taken care of, that's when I go to Casey. And what I bring to the relationship, I think, is the chaos, the fun, definitely. And I think the two of them would probably say I am definitely the crazy one of us, but I am the glue that keeps us all together. Luckily for us, we don't have too much jealousy. When we first started dating, just like any couple, you're gonna have jealousy over things from the past or maybe someone they used to talk to or something like that. The easiest answer I could say is communication. You need to be able to tell your partner what you want, what you don't want. So for us, when there was jealousy, we did communicate that, this is in the past, we don't want this in the future anymore. So for us, it was just communicating, and that's the advice I'd give to any couple, any throuple out there. Luckily, I was very fortunate to have a grandma who was very supportive. And like I said, I am the chaos of the group. So grandma wasn't surprised when I told her that we do have a boyfriend together. At first, Bryson's grandma did have a little bit of concerns, a lot of why. And, we had to convince her a little bit that, it's not just about an intimacy thing. We actually do love each other. We love two people. And one pivotal moment, I would say, when everybody came together was Mother's Day, where I had my grandmother and Bryson's family with Casey's family all together. And I feel like in that moment, they were able to see that, it's not just about, like three people being together, like a threesome. We genuinely do love each other, and it's way more than just that. One tradition that I love that we do all the time, but especially on vacation, is when we go out and have a date day together, we will always come home and we will talk about what we enjoyed that day and what we didn't like. So that's one of the traditions that we do have. I guess a tradition I would want us to have, I don't know, I feel like I'm so lovey-dovey. I want to have more dates. One of the fears definitely is Project 2025. I do fear that Bryce and I's marriage would be taken away. I'm also afraid of the radicalization of the far right, and I feel scared that we're going to be hate crimed, because luckily we've never been hate crimed. But with the new political climate, anything could happen. We didn't think that our president-elect would become president-elect. And with that, it comes a lot of new challenges definitely in front of us now. As for my hope for the future, we do want children one day. I know this is going to sound so crazy, but I want to have like 6 kids. And luckily, the kids will have 3 fathers to take care of them. And right now, my name is Pina Pacheco, but one day I hope that my name will be Pina Pacheco Sueyoshi. I love my grandma, but we definitely have different views when it comes to political views. At first, it definitely did put a strain on our relationship. We would fight a lot about it. Unfortunately, grandma was now diagnosed with lung cancer, and at this point, I have to be able to put that political view to the side, and I have to focus on my grandmother now. And she raised me, and now I'm taking care of her, and I would be so broken if I were to lose my grandmother. I know it's so much easier said than done, but you have to be secure. You have to be secure. If you're insecure, I don't think a throuple is going to work. For me, one of the things that I needed to work on with myself is, I know this is going to sound a little tacky, but RuPaul always says, if you can't love yourself, how in the heck else are you going to love someone else? And I needed to learn to love myself first. So just like if you're thinking about, potentially opening your relationship to a throuple, or if you're not, you have to make sure that you love yourself first before you start loving someone else. It's not my kuleana to speak on both of their pasts. My past was very broken a lot, and we needed to seek help. And Casey and Bryson both opened my eyes to seeking therapy. And watching Casey bloom from all of the things that he went through before us, I never wanted anything bad to ever happen to either of my partners. And so watching them grow, at first, I would say we were like 3 seeds that just needed some love. And at first, our flowers were kind of wildly growing. But through this throuple and consistently communicating and lifting each other up and supporting each other, it's like our flowers all grew together to become one big bunch of flowers. Well, the 3 flowers. Ku'upua Avapuhi is my baby. I went on a hike with my friend Heather, my best friend, and we were in the Nu'uanu Judd Trail, and we both were swimming in the river because, it's hot in Nu'uanu, and I smelt this beautiful aroma coming through the wind that was blowing, the makani. And I searched all over for it, and I found that it was these 2 Avapuhi blossoms, the ginger. And when I looked around, there was all these other flowers that were around this Avapuhi, but these 2 Avapuhi stuck out. And I thought, this is just like my relationship. There's all these other flowers that are out there in the world, but these 2 are the ones that stood out to me, and the 2 that I cherish closest to my heart. So in the song Ku'upua Avapuhi, it's a testament to our love. And it's also a little bit of a plea saying, I want to be with you. All I ask is for you to just love me back. And I don't want to ask for anything more as long as you love me.
Ku'upua Avapuhi me ke aloha. You are mine, just mine alone. E maliu mai oe ku'u sweet pua. And promise me that I'm your only waited,
oh how I've waited
for so long for you to bring your love to me. How all and all, forever I'll be true, and promise me that you love